Hello Libra, what's good? What's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards here today. This will be a general message for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I welcome you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind and a desire to better yourself. Highly encourage you to only take away the messages that resonate with you, that motivate, empower, inspire you. If you're not feeling that way, it might just not be your message this week, or it may make sense at a later date. So again, be open to revisiting these messages later on if you desire. Let's get you some fun, insightful, helpful messages. This keeps piquing my curiosity. The Knight of Wands. I feel like you're in the dark, but the light is about to be turned on. Something about shadow. I don't know if you're doing shadow work or it's something that it's not visible to you right now, but there could be, there could be some romantic prospect coming in, or a messenger of any kind. You're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's hop in for Libra. One more card for Libra. Discovery of knowledge. Some of you may be literally going back to school or starting a new course of study. Your interest, just your curiosity may be piqued at this time. I feel like you're flirting with a Virgo. It's funny, when I started your video, I almost said happy birthday, but it's not your birthday yet. It would be a Virgo's birthday, so I don't know if some Virgo in your life may have a significant role in the coming weeks. And it could be a family member, right? It could be anything, but it's not quite Libra's birthday season yet, so. But Venus is in Libra, so yeah, that kind of warm energy that Venus lends, the desire to relate, to balance, to give harmony, to beautify, right? Real focus on the aesthetic. I don't know, that might play a significant role for you in the coming weeks. Let's see what the tarot cards are saying here. I feel like there's a mentor around you trying to give you some advice or guidance, but you're disregarding it. Others of you are playing very hard to get. I do want to say with a Virgo, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah, there's like a light flirtation, but you really like the thrill of the chase. You want them to chase you. And this could even resonate in terms of a job offer where it's like, I love you guys, but I'm just going to be blunt. It's like you love the attention of them pursuing you, but you're just like, but like you're not really in it. You're not totally invested in it. So here's the message here. No matter where this is resonating for you, in what area of your life, or even if not at all, here's the message. I would be careful how much you're playing hard to get and still expecting to receive the desired results at the end of this. Because I see a scenario playing out where this person has been chasing you for a while. Strong emphasis on Virgo, but it could be any sign. It could also be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. And again, it's fun, it's flirty, you love the thrill of the chase, but this person is always the one to contact you first, and you've come to expect it and assume it. And so eventually this person is going to catch on to the game that you're not as serious or you're not as in it as they are, or especially if this person has strong earth in their chart, like they want like a formal, are we in this? Are we committed? Is there a contract here? And it's not to say you're trying to disrespect them, just I don't think you quite know how you feel about it and you're willing to leave it a little bit loosey-goosey. That doesn't sound like classic Libra, but hey, there's many different Libras out there watching this. So what I'm getting at, though, is this person, if you don't essentially give them some verification that their efforts are worth it, if it's worth pursuing you, or if you're wasting their time, they're getting this idea that your role in life, you enjoy the thrill of the chase and you're playing hard to get, and so they're going to give up. They're going to quit. And it does have a little bit of, not venom, but they're not just quitting because they're exhausted and they're like, oh, I could never get this beautiful Libra who I want to make mine. They're just kind of like, oh, I see what you're doing here. Like, got it, I'm out. Like there's this comes to a head, or it comes to a point where they just withdraw entirely. So then it reaches a point where you're like, oh, I wonder what so-and-so is up to. They're not texting me, they're not this. So, you look them up on social media. And I think you're going to see that they've lost interest because it felt like a game to them. They're not in it for the game because I think this person really wants serious commitment from you. And I think this is a hard lesson that some of you very much need to learn, is that you really need to appreciate the warmth that this person was giving you, because when they take it all away, you're left feeling thirsty, but you weren't stoking the fire with them. This was a very one-sided relationship where I'm not judging you, but the vibe I get here is that you were the receiver of all this love and attention and gifts, but it was met with a lot of taking it for granted. I think that's what I would say. And so this person, they're exiting if they haven't already. Some of you may be wondering about this person. You're like, well, what's happening? Like, why aren't they? Because you took it for granted, or you didn't appreciate them, or they just sensed that there was competition for your affection and attention, and like they gave you what they had to offer, and if that wasn't good enough, they're just like, okay, done. There's not a lot of emotional attachment in this person anymore because you showed them something they needed to see, and they're taking you at your word. Even if no words were spoken, your energy, your actions, really. Actions speak louder than words. This person is trusting that you truly aren't interested. And the thing is, they know that if it really was just needing that attention and that praise and admiration, they know you're going to get it from other people. So they're kind of like, I'm good. I'm out. I think in time, this is going to be really disappointing to you, though, because I think you're going to realize that they actually gave you a lot and maybe you didn't appreciate it at the time. And I'm not here to demonize you or make you a monster. You're human. I get it. I feel like more or less most of us out there have learned this lesson in a tough way that, what is a good expression for this? It's like it's never enough. There's always more options, and I mean, just dating nowadays, it's like there's always more swipes, and so you tend to miss out on the people who actually show up for you and are giving you their all because you take it for granted, or something of the sort. Again, this is not a personal attack on any of you out there. This is just simply a matter of fact, and maybe this is you. If you're cuspy with Virgo, maybe, you were pursuing another person, male or female, and you're starting to see you were never serious about this. This was me stroking your ego every time. I was like, hey, thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe some of you have come into the realization that's all this is, because this person is not seeking commitment. Whoever the chaser versus the chasee, the chasee values their freedom. They, presenting as a Queen of Wands. I don't hate the Queen of Wands. I guess depending on what she's by is what's informing the story or the narrative here. And there's a lot of I want you to swoon me and give me compliments, but also I'm not going to stick around. There's this Queen of Wands, again, in the storyline specifically, it fuels her own fire to feel admired and celebrated. But it's really feeding into ego, because maybe deep down there's a lack of confidence where this person questions their own value and self-worth, and so they need to be reminded by others how beautiful and how great and how funny and charismatic they are. But it's almost like a drug addict. If they're not getting it from someone else, they need to get it from another source in order to maintain this power, this sexual charismatic power that the Queen of Wands has. Again, not a bad card by any means. If she channels those leadership qualities, right, Aries energy, into something positive, the Queen of Wands is a great card. She's the entertainer of the zodiac, right? But yeah, with this, it's like two people are operating on two very different levels. I would not be surprised if this person was in a different element category in terms of what makes up your chart, your planetary placements. Your sun sign, if you're watching this, is very likely Libra, or your Venus sign is Libra, your moon sign. I feel like there's a lot of fire and earth or air and earth, and in terms of two different people where it's not impossible. There's elements where you guys, I didn't mean that word elements. There's qualities about the other that you admire, respect, or like. But when it comes down to the absolute foundation of what you guys want to build a relationship with, it's drastically different. It's like day and night. And this is all changeable, right? I mean, this is one reading, but my reading of this is that you don't realize what you have until it's gone, and then there's going to be a mourning period where a lot of my Libras are going to be like, I should have treated that person better. Because now they're gone, and I feel like even if you were to make an attempt to check in with them, they know you would be doing it because they've taken away their energy, because they've taken away their love or whatever of you. It seems needy, and it seems very codependent. I didn't want you until I knew that I couldn't have you, and now do you understand? There's a game element to this. And this might be a cycle this person is repeating in terms of their dating history. If this person is being very self-reflexive and why don't my relationships ever work? Well, for all the reasons I just said. This Queen of Wands could be operating at a higher vibration. she's receiving the warmth, but as a fire sign or again, Queen of Wands, it's also meant to her to share the warmth, to be the one who carries the torch and spreads light and wisdom and inspiration to others. She enjoys being other people's muses, but in a sense, it's like she uses them on an energetic level for their praise and attention. Anyway, that's the message there. You might be dealing with a Cancer. You may have or whoever this is, I'm honestly not sure because I can see it both ways. You're either the Hermit or the Queen of Wands. And don't go off of gender, it's really not about that. It's about energy and how these people present. The Hermit is like Father Time, age, wisdom, insights, a very close connection to the spirituality and source. That's his lantern of wisdom. So it's like an old soul, male, female, again, whatever. That's not so significant here. This one it's like they're flying by the seat of their pants. They're still figuring themselves out, and there's nothing wrong with that. Only a couple people have sort of they've been burned in the process of this person figuring out who they are and what they want, and I think this person is just done. They're like, you know what? I love myself. I have my own lantern, and when I'm around this sort of energy, I feel like it feels like they're being beaten up or taken advantage of, and so I think this person's they're drawing a line in the sand and they're good. They're done. They don't mind being alone. Solitude is very important for the Hermit, and that's where he opens himself up as a channel for communications from the divine, right? There's more to be discovered with the Hermit, and if this is you, I would say I would not fret this, because essentially what you're stumbling upon is the Wheel of Fortune, right? Card 9, the Hermit into 10, expansion, exploration, growth, travel, abundance, money, opportunity. That's what the Hermit is about to discover. So if this is you and you're like, man, why did I fall for their games and they used me and I would say it was fated. It was almost like a ricochet, like you were meant to bump into this person to send you away to this mode so that you can discover that Wheel of Fortune. And for some of you, if there isn't a Cancer in the picture now, you may actually end up connecting with a Cancer who very much values everything you bring to a relationship. If this is you, and again, there's no judgment. I am purely here to help, right? I'm on Team Libra. It's funny. I feel like I keep wanting to call you Virgo. There's a lot of Virgo energy in this. Anyway, if you Libra are the Queen of Wands, which I can see, right? That would not be too far of a stretch for me to sort of position Libra as someone who needs the love and affection, right? Typically, they're very good at giving it back, but if you've been dragged through the mud and you're feeling kind of low vibe, then yeah, it could escalate into like a Queen of Wands not vibing at her most high. I feel like you may be establishing a pattern of running, or again, loving the thrill of the chase or the pursue, or especially someone chasing you. But then you realize, yeah, exactly, like people move away from that eventually. It doesn't last. It burns out too quickly, so it doesn't help to form the foundation of what a relationship should truly be built on. I think there is an inevitable loss for this person in terms of a missed connection that they took advantage of or didn't fully realize its potential. And I would say it's not worth getting upset or worried about, but it is worth you considering in terms of what is the lesson tied to it, so that you act differently next time. Next time someone is showering you with attention and love, as long as it's not in an unhealthy, codependent way, and I don't think it is, because that's not why the Hermit would show up. This would be like Knight of Wands or Knight of Cups or Page, right? If it was an unhealthy, like, I need you to love me because I don't love myself, it wouldn't be shown with the Hermit. So the thing is, I actually do like this Hermit card quite a bit. I actually feel for them because it feels like they really put their heart and their vulnerability out there, and it's like they snatched the light for themselves, and it was his lantern. It wasn't for the other person to take. But, it was like, yeah, come sit by my lantern, let it warm you, that kind of thing. I think this person is the underdog in the story, so if this is you, Libra, you're going to be fine, even though it may not feel it right now. The person who's loving from a place of lack in this narrative specifically, in this tarot reading, this is not always the Queen of Wands, but in this story it is. What feeds her fire is other people's attention, and then when it goes away, it feels like a small death. So I don't really know what the solution is, other than someone needs to change their practice and their behavior and how they operate in relationships. And it's not to say that anyone needs to be searching for a long-term partner, but there is a sense of respecting people. When they come in and out of your life, not burning any bridges, not running when things get too committed or too scary. If you're feeling overwhelmed and your gut reaction is to run, so I don't have to deal with it, I don't want to have to explain myself, again, then you don't really respect this person. So just putting that out there. There could be a Cancer who's going to come see you. It could even be a friend. And this could be for both characters. To be honest, I don't know which one is which, and maybe it's a little bit of both. You know? Yeah. Yeah, whoever the Queen of Wands is, this was meant to be. She needed to have he or she needed to have this area of the life highlighted because it is becoming an unhealthy coping mechanism to just run or seek people's attention, take it, and then flee onto the next romantic suitor. That behavior needs to change, and I think this is one of those situations in life where, yeah, you became aware that you maybe did it to the wrong person, and now with their love and attention missing, you realize just how much positivity and warmth they brought to your life. And so this is a great opportunity for someone to transform their way of life, their behavior, how they operate in relationships. This is about focusing on internal beauty, not just external. Let's get you an oracle card here. And yeah, if you are operating in a healthy perspective in relationships and you're not smothering people, but you're not letting them take advantage of you, if you feel like you're grounded and you're good, very much, hermit energy, you very likely have a Virgo or a Cancerian, maybe a Pisces coming into you soon. But make sure you keep living your best life, right? Don't formulate your entire life about or pending on whether or not you have a romantic prospect. It will find its way to you organically. I would even say with the Hermit, you're probably just going to stumble upon it. It doesn't need to be premeditated or pre-calculated, or strategy doesn't play into this. That's where we get into this territory where there's strategy and mind games going on. Immerse yourself in things, people, ideas, projects that you love. Follow that path. Let your intuition guide you. And this person is coming in. They're coming in. All right. Leaving is your butterfly oracle cards. Let's take a look and see what's up with that. This card confirms what you already know. It's time to leave a toxic situation. You've done your best to heal the conditions, but sometimes the circumstances become intolerable and the healthiest choice is to move on. This naturally brings up a feeling of confusion and insecurity. However, rest assured that whenever you're on the right path, which you are, everything works out for the best. Your departure doesn't need to be sudden or drastic. Like a butterfly building a cocoon, you can plan and prepare for this transition right now. You can even make your exit gradual so that you feel comfortable and secure doing this in a healthy way. Additional meanings: letting go of fear, releasing an addiction, travel, a family member leaving home. Both these cards do have a big emphasis on travel, so I'll let you interpret that as you will. But that's what I got for you this week, Libra. Please remember to like the video, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me here today. I appreciate you. And I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.